I am scared to even ask. Let me see. Oh, jeez. I don't even know if this will work. Let's see. New. I guess I can do it on my phone. Okay. All right. Hey guys, sorry for the issues. I literally did not change one flippity flop of a thing on my computer, and it literally overrode like all of my sound settings. Okay. All right. Hooray, sound. Okay. I have a NIKKEN Zoom call, and I have never heard of this MLM. I'm sure other people have. And this is a testimonial call that they posted back in March. They post every couple of weeks on YouTube, and I'm streaming straight from YouTube. So I assume that they're all okay having their faces shown, and we're not personally attacking them. We're just talking about the ideas. Hope that y'all are having a great, I guess it's early Saturday morning. I just finished my editing a video for my boss because I've been sick the past week, so I was behind, and now I'm ready to go. Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. And what do they sell? A lifestyle, hope, water. They said something about earth, water, wind, and something else. So I think they could be a supplement company, but you know what? Let's just look real quick. At least the chat box is still working. I can discover it, live it, share it. Discover organic products that nourish. Wait. Comfort and ground you. Live with active wellness and share prosperity. Oh boy, this does not sound like a scam at all. To cultivate mind, body, family, society, and finances for a balanced lifestyle. Oh my gosh. Oh, I love earth, water, wind, and fire. Me too, Janet. Janet, I hope that your early mornings are treating you well. I always like to unwind after work, so I was like, I'm going on YouTube and I'm gonna listen to a Zoom call. Oh, it's not music. Oh yeah. That would be awesome if they started their own MLM. At least it'd be a little bit worth it. It says they want you to live a life of active wellness, personal care, rest and relaxation, nutrition, and they sell a water technology without chemicals. So they clean your water without chemicals. NIKKEN adds magnetic technology and ceramic elements that impart minerals to produce pie water, P-I. The result is a water system that is more environmentally sound, more energy efficient, and more practical than commercially bottled water or other higher priced water systems. What's the over-under on how much this is going to cost? Pie Mag Waterfall is $426. The Pie Mag Sport Bottle is $61. The faucet mount is $104. The pack with the water bottle, the waterfall, and the faucet thing is $663. And there's a handheld shower for $126. This is not as expensive as Amway, so sounds a bit like that One Water. Yeah, it's like maybe if Advocare, Modere, Kangen had a little clone, a lab baby, it would be this multi-level marketing company. Oh lord, dude, the Kangen people know, they're gonna be pissed. Yeah, guess what though? Amway sells their own water filtration system and it is very expensive. Oh, and there's a pitcher you can buy for your fridge. It's $42. It's not, this is cheap compared to Amway for sure. And it's cheap compared to Kangen. Dang. Alright. And this is all the testimonials. So this guy is the dad, I think, of this girl. I think it's her dad. That's what I'm gonna assume. That's what I hope. I hope that's her dad, not... Yeah. A little petri dish baby. Hey, Danica. Yeah, we got the... Oh, yep. Sorry. There we go. I don't know why I have all these emotions up. Go back. Oh, jeez. My, remove. I don't even know what I'm doing. Anyways, so this is their testimonial call. And I'm gonna make it bigger. Cancel B. Or I'm not. Hold on. Let me turn myself off for a second. Video capture device. Okay. Whoops. Never mind, I figured it out. Alright. What are y'all's plans this weekend? I'm gonna get ready for... I'm making Jesse Lee's little podcast intro, but I'm gonna lay low tomorrow, I think. Maybe I won't. I'm a little tired. I've been editing this continuing educational course for licensed clinicians, and the last video took me 5 hours to edit. Oh no, not the dad. Now who is she gonna call because she's in a cult? I'm keen to watch while I sort Pokemon cards. Oh, cool. Okay, I'm gonna press play. I'm gonna press play for like 10 seconds. Let me know if you can hear the people in the video.
The different energy. Hi guys, welcome to Tuesday, March 22nd. This is our testimonial call, and tonight we're going to be here.
Can y'all hear her? I like the blue where we're playing plans melting. Yeah, I'm in Texas. It's really hot here too. Okay, great.
Hearing a bit about what a NIKKEN wellness home is, the different energies involved, including water, air, earth, and
yeah, she
we're
said
gonna hear
that.
some testimonials, some things that other people have experienced and their experience on the products. So to get that started, I just want to talk a little bit about
echoing
what
herself,
a wellness home
not
is, and then I'm
us.
going to pass the torch on to my dad to speak a little more about this.
Oh, it's her dad.
So, a NIKKEN wellness home, the point of Japanese wellness and NIKKEN's wellness technologies are to incorporate what exists naturally already in earth into your home. So we know that, you know, when you're walking on the ground, when you're by a beach, you feel so much better. When you're walking barefoot in nature, you feel better. These are things that we know, but we don't often think about why they make us feel better.
So it sounds like this is a Japanese company, or it's based off of a Japanese philosophy. Where are you located? NIKKEN countries. I'm looking up what countries they're in. I'm gonna press play in a second. So this little video down here is playing. Let me know. I hope they all can hear her.
Better. Or being by a waterfall. And it's simple things like magnetic energy, Earth's magnetic field. It actually grounds our body. There's a lot of scientific talk, which you can look up around free radicals in the air and the body, and how grounding actually stabilizes us. It brings us back into a neutral state. There's also negative ions, coming off of waterfalls, coming off of trees. Negative ions help, again, to balance our brain, our mind, to balance our body, and again, stability, functioning. So there's a lot of benefits that naturally exist in nature that people know of. And we live in a world where, unfortunately, especially where we live, we're not surrounded by that every day. I'm in a 30-story condo right now. I'm not nearly near any of these energies that naturally help us. And so what can we do? Well, we obviously can't change every aspect of our life, but we can help to bring those energies back into our home. And
this
so
is almost as woo-woo-y as Young Living. I haven't even heard of this MLM before. They're talking about energies, and I'm guessing that. Why, I don't know what to guess, but it sounds an awful lot like the frequency stuff that Young Living spouts.
Whatever exists in our bodies have the natural ability to heal.
Oh.
With the right environment. And so NIKKEN's products are all about bringing what already exists in nature, what's already naturally known to help people, just in a way that's more accessible for your use inside your home. So those are the products we're going to be speaking about today. I'm someone who grew up in a wellness home, so I'm very passionate about this lifestyle and sharing it with other people, because I know how it's impacted my mind, my body, and just the way that I interact and think about things and what I value. So I'm excited to be sharing
am I
this, and
echoing? Is the video echoing?
Who have gotten to experience this as well.
It sounds like it's echoing on YouTube.
Yeah, take it away.
Okay. Thank you.
It means that I have a double sound coming in, but I turned everything off.
The background for some of this, NIKKEN itself. I've probably the most tenured person here. I've actually been involved with NIKKEN for 30 years.
Whoa, 30 years?
I came to NIKKEN at a time in my life when I was a young man, not going very far, very fast. I had an injury as a result of a car accident that resulted in me going to physiotherapy, chiropractic care, massage therapy, etc. And nothing helps. And it wasn't until one day I got a phone call from a friend of mine who said, I found something that I think can help your back.
Okay, well, it shouldn't be echoing, so let me see if I can fix it. Sorry, guys. Output Roadcaster audio output capture. Let's see. Delete this. Output. Speakers are Roadcaster. Microphone is the Roadcaster. Chat box, alert subscriber. Everything else is muted. Speakers. Alright. So, video capture device. Let me just make sure. I want to mute this on entry. Yeah, they are not supposed to be echoing, so I'm just trying to fix it. I know that's sounds are really hard for me, so let me try muting this one and see if it works. I'm going to play it for 10 seconds. Let me know if you can hear them.
It's from Japan. I went to visit him, and in minutes, quite literally, I had relief from this back problem that I had lived with for a year and a half. in just a matter of minutes. And it was just as small, like a credit card, this technology from Japan, which.
Yeah, they are not supposed to be echoing. I'm trying to hear it on my YouTube. Hold on. I know that's sounds are really hard for me, so let me try muting this one. Okay. Thanks for your help, guys, and for your patience. I don't think y'all know how much I appreciate that, but y'all are all wonderful. I have really bad issues with sounds. A lot of times I have to wear earphones when I'm out in public in crowded spaces, so I'm trying not to give y'all something that is hard. And I know not everyone has the same level of like sound issues, and some people don't have any sound issues, but just trying to fix that. Okay. Thank you guys. Y'all are wonderful.
Incorporated magnets. Now, had I not been an aerospace engineering graduate, I don't know if I'd have trusted this, but being an aerospace engineering graduate, I did study magnetism, and I did learn a lot about how it interfaces with electrochemical systems. And what I knew was that it's basically physics. You couldn't deny the fact that there was physics at work. And so I began my journey with NIKKEN. And it's been an incredible experience, okay. Not just from the product experience and how I've been able to live a happy, healthy, balanced life, but also from a financial point of view. We're not going to get into tonight, but if there is some curiosity about that later, please don't hesitate to ask or ask one of us. This slide that you're seeing here is really the principle behind health and well-being. Put your body in the right condition, make the right choices, and it's going to lead to health and prosperity. If you make the wrong choices on a daily basis, that becomes your habit, then it's going to lead to a disintegration of health. And we could be talking about something as simple as the water you're drinking, or maybe the lack of water that you're drinking, or the quality of sleep that you're getting. When compounded over time, it has an effect, and that effect is what we call the compound effect. So this company was born in 1975 in Fukuoka, Japan, with a simple idea that health and wellness is a whole concept. It's not just someone's body, their mind, their attitude, their relationships, their sense of fulfillment and purpose, their financial well-being. All of these things comprise the whole person. And so the pursuit of a healthy, balanced life is really what we mean when we talk about wellness. And it does, for many of us, begin with something as simple as our body. Well, this company, NIKKEN, has grown for 40,
That's a long time.
I think it's coming on 47 or 48 years now. I've lost track. And it's grown in its vision and its mission to make a difference in the world and impacting people in a concept we call active wellness, where you become involved in your well-being. It's not something that happens to you, it's something that happens through you.
Oh, and boy.
It's born in a thing that we call the NIKKEN Wellness Home. And our goal, our vision is every home, a wellness home. So what exactly is active wellness and the NIKKEN Wellness Home? Well, we know that we are surrounded by circumstances and conditions that affect us. We call that the body burden. For instance, stress, which comes any number of ways, from work to the foods we eat,
Is this building on a phobia of making sure you have clean products so that you're in an optimal environment to heal? So if you're nervous about germs or getting sick or getting a disease or like cancer or something, is that, it seems like they are, if not in a big way, in a smaller kind of way, they're building up this foundation that if you're not being intentional about the stuff in your home, then you're not doing it right. I don't know what y'all think about that, but this is a little bit of a weird pitch so far. Because you can get all of these things yourself. Stress, sleep, let's see. Stress impacts heart disease, diabetes, fatigue, allergies, sleep and weight. Sleep, one poor night's sleep drops your immune system by 80%. That's 60 or 80% immediately. I think it's 60%. Sorry, so small. And it's blurry on his end too. I guess since nobody here has ever heard of it, it's for a niche market. Yeah, and they've been around for, he said, over 40 years. So it's crazy.
Emotions and so forth that we are going through, and that stress is the number one killer. Sleep, which is the only time that our body regenerates. And if you're not getting a good night's sleep, when do you feel it? Immediately. And how does it affect you? It affects every aspect of your life. And then we have things like contamination, outdoors, indoors, air, our water contamination, our food, the toxins and so forth. All of these add up, and over time,
way to build on a phobia.
This thing called the body burden that our body is constantly trying to deal with. So how do we help recover our health?
How? Tell us.
We look at kids and the fact that kids are now starting to experience.
I wonder if they do those oil baths too, where they dump essential oils on their heads. Yeah, and Young Living has something called the raindrop technique. And the oils that you need to do that, I think, are $200 something. And I had most of them. And if you have a licensed massage therapist using oils, like doing a lymphatic drainage massage, that's one thing. But Young Living encourages you to like do it yourself. And it's still relaxing when you do it, but it's especially like doing it in your bath, it doesn't make sense because the oils don't mix with water. So let's say you try to bind them with a bath bomb. They're still not really going to mix with the water, I don't think.
Adult diseases, this is a clear indication that this problem is
they're almost as old as me.
and it is affecting
yeah,
life
and this
very,
girl
very early, so it's an environmental issue more than
probably has been in
else.
it her whole life.
And so what's the answer?
The
answer is to take
the
personal
dad's daughter
responsibility through self-care, or what we call active wellness. Be healthy by choice, not by chance. And that's where the NIKKEN Wellness Home comes in. It's comprised of products and technology. And I should also say, more specifically, a philosophy of well-being that leads to these products, these technologies, the use of them on a daily basis that can really turn situations around. I, for instance, had my back recover in a matter of minutes from this technology, and it hasn't stopped. And yet I had spent a year and a half going through what's considered traditional
health claim.
Health claim. So what the NIKKEN Wellness Home consists of is our air, our environment, our water, nutrition, our ability to recover through sleep. And we have stress relaxing technologies as well, all of which are simply a replication of nature in our homes. Now think about a greenhouse. What is a greenhouse to plants? It's the environment that provides pristine conditions for that plant to have vitality and health. And that's exactly what the NIKKEN Wellness Home is. It's like a greenhouse.
Come on.
The technology that we work with is really science that replicates nature. Now, so for instance, on the left-hand side, we have our nutrition and skincare.
This is all based on an assumption that you are your healthiest when you are near nature. That somehow having your body like in close proximity to grass and to clean air and to trees, blah, 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 that somehow impacts your health in a positive way. And they are basing all of their claims off of that initial theory. And who can prove them wrong or right? They haven't proved anything. They've just said, this is our hypothesis, and this is what we've been doing in our business that's been open for 40-something years.
Our environment and rest and relaxation. In the categories of nutrition and skincare, the one thing that you want to know is that it's whole food, holistic, it's organic, it's natural, it's not a derivative. when you consider food right now, we know that we're not eating sufficient nutrients in the best of cases because our food is grown in environmentally compromised ways.
Not
Our soils are
okay.
depleted.
I don't know all of the stuff, but there are some countries that the way that they are able to eat is because they have genetically modified organisms. So like seeds, etc., have been genetically modified to survive in tougher climates so that people like literally won't starve. So it's a bold thing to say that genetically modified organisms or genetically modified like food isn't quote unquote healthy. Like that's a very, I would say, privileged. I'm trying not to say that because I know it flags people who aren't receptive to the idea of privilege. So I'm trying to communicate in like words that don't automatically shut people down. But that is such a limited scope of a claim that he just made. Yeah, and Janet, he said his back healed after a year plus of traditional Western medicine. This product healed his back in a matter of minutes. Come on.
And we are also now dealing with the contamination of the foods through pesticides and whatnot. So if you were going to reverse that and get into the habit of healthy eating, you would look at diet, you would look at nutrition, you'd look at whole foods, you would look at a way to eat and support or supplement your diet with something that's very nutrient rich and organic and natural. And that's what we have in our nutrition line. In our environmental products, and this is one of my favorites, is our water, our hydration. The body is 65% and as high as 75% water, depending on what part of the body we're talking about,
absolutely.
including your brain.
I hate when people say GMOs are bad. It's like they don't seem to understand the point of them. Yep.
And so we need to replenish somewhere between 2 and 3 liters of water per day. It's not enough to just drink water. It's the quality of the water that you're drinking that determines whether it actually gets into the cells.
And it's also drinking slow enough.
Nutrients through our water or hydration through our water affects every biological system in the body. And that's why it's such a big subject for us. And it's where a lot of people begin their wellness home experience, either through the sport bottle on the go or through the countertop unit or waterfall. Of course, bathing in it helps because then you're not contaminating your body from the chlorine and the other stuff that's in the water. I don't know if you know this, but in Toronto and across Canada, there was some newspaper articles that came out a couple of years ago that was indicating that our concentration of lead in our drinking water is among the highest in North America. You'd think Canada, the Great Lakes, the pristine fresh water that we have, why on earth would we have the highest contamination levels of lead? Well, obviously it's not just the water, it's how the water gets to us, the systems that, the drainage and the pipes and so forth, the old fixtures and whatnot. So we have to deal with that. And then we also have air technology so that we replicate forest fresh air. And what makes that air fresh? So we can go into the depths of these products in a minute, but I think I want to hear from stories before we do that. And finally, the category of rest and relaxation. After a stressful day, the first thing you want to do is take a load off. You want to de-stress. And if your body is not being de-stressed, that stress compounds and it leads to illness. One of the best ways that our body can de-stress and relax is when we sleep.
But there's also so many additional things that could be going on. And I'll give you one example. Someone I know has struggled with sleep apnea for almost their entire adult life, maybe even longer than that. And it has impacted a lot of other areas of health, even though they are really pretty healthy. And nothing at this point has worked other than he went and got a sleep study and realized that his blood oxygen level was so low, he basically wasn't getting the oxygen he needed at night. And so he spent the entire day trying to build up the oxygen levels in his blood. So they were tired all the time. Ever since getting their CPAP machine, it's been a game changer, and personality's different. It's back to what it originally was, just because he's getting the oxygen he needs. Not in this case, but like that was under the supervision of a doctor, and you can assume that all like some of your ailments are because of this or this, but you don't know because you're just guessing yourself. Like you could go see a doctor, you could get help from an expert, and he's basically saying all the problems you could have can be solved by what we offer and what we're selling. Forest fresh air. Yeah, wow. It's where do I sign up? I'm just kidding.
But if you're not getting a good night's sleep because, you know, you're just simply not, either you can't quiet your mind or your body's really stressed,
or
then you're not going to regenerate.
You can't
North
breathe.
Americans represent
Come on, man.
the number one in degenerative disease. Guess who's number one in health in the world? You guessed it, the Japanese. In fact, they have more people that live 100 years of age than any population in the world.
Interesting point.
So you'd wonder, why don't we do a lot of investigating as to what it is that they do in Japan to maintain such a pristine level of health? They're number one in health. They have the longest lifespan. And they spend 1/3 the amount of money per person that we spend in health-related causes.
Okay.
So clearly, it's far more economical to follow their path.
Here's my next question. Are the Japanese actually buying into this multi-level marketing company? Because if their longevity was established well before this multi-level marketing product, then how can you say that this product is going to help you live longer? I don't know. I don't get it. They have their own Febreze line. Amazing.
Pattern, and it's better for our health and longevity overall, which is ultimately what we want when we're investing in health, not health care, which is the misnomer in North America. So what do? They've been using these technologies. NIKKEN is recognized in Japan as one of the premier companies for preventive health technology. In fact, recognized by the Japanese Ministry of Health. And so what you're seeing here is just some of the products in the NIKKEN catalog that have contributed to that statistic in Japan that we're very proud to represent here now as we're introducing this to the North American market, which, as I mentioned, is number one in degenerative disease. So we're certainly at the right place at the right time with the right products.
Oh boy.
What I'd like to do now, Savannah, is maybe we can open up the conversation to some stories of people who've actually experienced some of these products and their various configurations.
Yeah, I think a great way to do this is to kind of go in order of the packs or what we have. So I actually have a slide I'd like to pull up. And I know we have Kyla's dad, Yen. Yen, is that correct? Yen's.
Well, let me unmute.
Oh, you're on mute right now. But we're gonna hear from him, and we're also gonna hear from Moya. So I'm gonna pull up a slide right now, and then I'll share my screen with you guys, and we can start hearing from you.
I mean, no offense, but I do not want to live to be 100. Not in this economy. Not in this climate. Yeah, I don't know. Several of my grandparents on my dad's side and my mom's side have lived to be well into their 90s and well over 100. So.
Have you got it?
I don't know what that means. I'm gonna live that long, but
Canva here.
I know some people want to live long, but they literally didn't do any of the stuff these people are talking about.
Let's start with water. Here are some testimonials I just want to share. I'll have that on the screen, but let's first
hear. Oh my gosh, it's all just texts. Let's see if I can make it. No, I can't. I can't. She just screenshotted and put up all of these testimonials, and it looks horrible. I thought they were gonna have real people.
I want to know I'm saying your name right. Is it Jens?
Jens.
Jens.
It's an S at the end, so it's Jens. Pronounce it J like a Y.
So I'd love to hear from you. I know you just purchased a water system for yourself. So I'd like to hear just your story, what got you on it, and what you thought about it before, how you feel about it now.
Okay. Well, I have quite a bit of knowledge already on water systems, but mainly with reverse osmosis, bringing it down to a very pure form, but always, you know, missing the minerals or maybe the alkaline, because it's very neutral
Alkaline?
water, right? When it comes from a reverse osmosis. So what fascinated me the most was how smooth it was to drink and how quickly I felt hydrated, but I was still drinking more water than normal. So that's what I really liked, but not necessarily going to the washroom more. So it was very flavorful, and I'm using it in cooking and tea and my coffee. So I'm very happy with it. And then I bought one for my laboratory because my staff was complaining about the regular cooler unit that I have there. So I just bought another one for Kyla for the office.
Awesome.
And we're all excited in there to use it too.
Thank you. That's honestly interesting. All the points that you made, like that's what we hear most often is the taste, and that you don't find you need to drink more, but you want to drink more because it tastes good.
Yeah, you're just you're reaching for it and drinking it. And I think a little psychology too, from what I learned before. I really like the fact that you were putting minerals back into the water.
Yeah.
So I like that aspect.
Okay. I mean, in all reality, it is not as expensive of a water system as I've seen in multi-level marketing companies. Yeah, good genetics and a generally healthy life get you there, not snake oils or special air and water. Yeah.
Because we always used to say with the reverse osmosis, oh, you know, drink a glass of orange juice every day and that will give you the same amount of minerals, but I need extra minerals. I don't need less.
Exactly.
And then I also, the big difference when I would go to the office and drink the regular water, it was more, it felt acidic drinking and harsh. So
Very
I'm
cool.
really enjoying it.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it.
And I have a little hint for something, because it says not to expose it to sunlight, right?
Oh, the system?
Yeah.
I think it's heat. Like, don't
Well,
go
even
off.
sun,
Because
they
I
don't
have-
want direct
I have
sunlight at
an
all, yeah.
I have an east
Yeah, the girl doesn't
facing
know what she's
condo,
talking about.
so I get the sunrise coming in.
So now I know why I'm sick and disabled, having degenerative disc disease and fibromyalgia and Hashimoto's disease and psoriatic arthritis, and I know I'm missing something is because I did this to myself. That's what they want you to believe, and you certainly Janet, I can't think of one person in chronic pain who has to live with that who would say, yeah, I did it to myself. There's no way. There's no way that someone who like you actually suffers from something they have no control over. We cannot do that to ourselves. Now, again, I'm not going to share that because it's not primary source material. Let's just
So I put a little dishcloth on it this morning because now it's spring and it's bright. And I go, oh, they should have a little cover for these people that are in a very sunny environment.
That's a great idea.
And by the way, I just want to share what he was explaining with the system is that it's mineralized because it has the full filtering components to it. It filters out to the top standards 42 and 53 for chlorine, chloramine, heavy metals, all of that, and bacteria, viruses. But then it also adds minerals back into the water, which majority of systems do not do. And then on top of that,
some do.
You were talking about the taste.
Some
and how,
absolutely
you feel hydrated, so you don't have to drink it as much. That's because of the mineral component, but it's also because it's structured. And structured water, specifically through the use of magnetics, is patented by NIKKEN. So only NIKKEN has that technology. And that's what allows us to have that greater hydration. Whoever sent you this video, if you're watching a recording, if you want to know more about the water, just ask them about it. They'll have all the information there. I'd love to hear from Moya now, because I know that she's had her own experience on the shower head. So why don't you share with us, and I'm gonna spotlight your video.
Just when I need more, blaming myself. Nobody in chronic pain needs that.
Yes, so I'm Moya, and as some of you may know, I am a mother of two. And my youngest daughter,
The cracking is on her end.
I noticed over the past few years, her skin would start to get very, very dry during the winter months. And I've noticed a huge difference in her skin from using the shower head alone. Like, I've seen that her skin is now taking to our moisture better.
Additionally, if you live in a climate that has freezing cold winters, a lot of times you need a whole home humidifier to go along with the heat so your skin doesn't dry out. And obviously, I don't know her experience. I can't speak to the truthfulness of what she's saying, but there is something to be said that dry warm air is going to dry out your skin. And I want to give her some credit as well. I do know that harder water is going to dry. I think it's going to dry out your skin as well. And if they're saying they're dealing with that in Canada, okay. Do you need a multi-level marketing product? I don't know.
Feeling pain, or that her skin is bothering her, it's itching her. I noticed that she also is she has more energy. I feel like she's not as slumped as she would be in this. It's not usually she's kind of irritated when her skin was really dry. I've also noticed that my kids, like Yen said,
I only drink spring because when I drink purified or whatever water, it makes me more thirsty.
Asking for water, and I love the fact that I have the countertop system as well too. Our waterfall, it's easily accessible for them, so they no longer have. Previously, we had a Brita, and they would have to struggle trying to pour water for themselves. They're only 5 and 7 now, and so it's easier that they can just take their cup, push it in. They don't really need me to help them. I love that part of it. So yeah,
that's awesome. Thank you. And I totally relate to that in regards to the skin, because I've had my own experience with eczema, and I literally cannot shower in anything but the Pymic water system because it makes my skin crawl if I don't. So yeah, thank you for sharing that. Does anyone else want to share something on the water before we move on to the next topic?
I can go.
Go for it. Oh my God.
Guys, sorry, I'm just right now, but I can share my personal story. So I invested in a water pack. So I got the sport bottle, the waterfall, and the shower filter. So I really noticed the hydration level in my skin and my chronic headaches. I was getting less headaches.
What?
My skin was feeling super hydrated. Normally I'm like,
it's solving your headaches just from bathing in the water? Is that a thing?
screaming in the winter when I go into the shower, or I just can't hydrate my skin. I actually texted Savannah, I don't want to get out of my
Yes, I agree, Sky. I can't wait until I can reconfigure my island and add more bridges and move my buildings, because my little neighborhood is messed up already.
shower now. It feels like I used to love showering at my cottage because it was like well water and it was just so soft and I felt amazing. And now I am like finally getting that feeling again. My hair's soft, my skin is hydrated, and I just don't want to stop drinking the water.
Don't
and then
tell Monet.
Zeke tried
just
the water
change
for
your
the
water.
first time today. And how did you feel?
Good.
Yeah, and how did it taste?
Good.
Yeah. he takes a sip. He's like, I'm mind blown.
That's awesome. That's so great. Thanks for sharing that.
Of course.
All right, let's move on to the next topic. So our next topic, a little more about this. I just wanted to share. So some testimonials on the shower head. Again, or the water system. I'll just read this one. This is the water pack. I got this feedback from someone. She said, I absolutely love NIKKEN water pack. I started with the big NIKKEN water filter. I noticed the benefits right away. The moment we started using it, my family stopped drinking regular water in our household. I love that she said regular water. The NIKKEN water bottle is phenomenal, especially since I'm always on the go. It even makes for a great gift for loved ones. It's priced fairly, so you get the benefits, the filter.
It's priced
She
great.
also
It's
loves the shower head.
$500.
She doesn't feel sticky anymore. Her skin feels smooth.
Oh, maybe
hair
the
feels
water bottle.
soft, and she recommends the whole pack. This is one of my friends, Cree, that sent me that message. And here we have a science fair actually that someone did where they tested a sweet potato, and this is something you can easily try at home, where you just put your sweet potato in different types of water. And you can see that tap water, it didn't really grow at all. It actually looks like it shrunk. Distilled water, we don't see much either. Well water, we see some roots and we see a little bit of growth, but as you can tell, Pymag water by far had the most amount of growth, and that was in 5 weeks. So they did this with 4 different sweet potatoes, 5 weeks of growth.
Now I will tell you something.
Plants love it. Just
one of my other Instagrams is a plant account. I offer plant advice. Like, I help people solve their plant problems, and water does sometimes water with more crap in it does make it difficult for the plant to grow, and it can give it mineral burns if they're like our water here in Texas is not the same as it was in Wisconsin. So my more finicky plants like my Fittonia, my prayer plant, so my medallions, the more sensitive ones, I will only use, what's it called? It's the water for like babies. It's the one in the jug that you can distilled. It's distilled water. So that's what I use for my more sensitive plants. So like I can't rule out that the potato liked their water the best, but would it have done the same thing with distilled? It might have. It might have. Oh God, hearing about the kids suddenly remind me of a testimony involving a kid from someone in Boo. Oh, yeah, that was horrible what happened in Boo. Yeah, thankfully this is just overpriced air and water so far. Yeah.
People do. So, next year we're going to talk about energy, and I'd love to have Julia here speak on energy. She's somebody who got a MagFlex, and she also got the back wrap, the wrap that comes with the MagFlex. So Julia, I'm just going to spotlight you, and I'd love to hear your experience.
Hi, so I'm an acupuncturist, and I actually work at a Japanese based clinic, and so we actually do use a lot of magnetic technology with cupping and such. So when I heard about this, I was sort of interested. So I've got this
MagFlex.
my sister initially, because she deals with period cramps. I haven't been able to get it to her yet, but I came back from Costa Rica and I had really bad sciatica, and so I was using this on my lower back at night, like sleeping on top of it, and it just really eased my lower back quite a bit. And I felt like there was a lot of heat and movement in the area, so it was really nice to get that sort of flow going initially. I kept it on during my period too. I don't tend to have cramping, but it just felt really smooth and kind of finished maybe a little bit earlier, which was nice to kind of just have that flow done and gone. So I think it is quite amazing in terms of getting the flow and movement going, which is great.
Thanks, Julia. Thanks for being on here and sharing that
Wild.
with us.
So I don't know if y'all have heard of this. There's a bigger influencer. What's her name? Susie, and she launched a company that has the similar technology, I think, and it's for pain and discomfort, and I think it has similar technology in it. Oh, I can't speak to the truthfulness of their statements, and I have a lot of girl time issues, so the fact she doesn't really experience cramping is pretty wild. So
totally relatable. I know a few of us have experiences on using the MagFlex, which is right here on this left corner, as you can see me. That's a photo of me using it. Does anyone want to share one experience that they've had with the MagFlex before we move on to the next product? not, that's okay. Basically, my experience is I use it all the time. And I went from someone who experienced really bad cramps to not even using them anymore at all. I also know that, so the MagFlex, funny, we talk about them as women for cramps, but it actually makes a big difference for the back, and the MagFlex is actually meant for the back, which is what Julia was sharing, how she was using it in that way. And you can also see from what's on the screen right now, we have a lot of different people using the MagFlex for their back.
Let me just share 2 seconds of that, Savannah.
Go for it.
When I was first introduced to this, it was a miniature version of that. This is the newest form of this technology, this NIKKEN magnetic technology. The one that I was using was just a smaller version, but not exactly the same technology. This has 3 technologies in it. It's far infrared, negative ions, and magnetics. So it's not just the magnetics. But I live with this thing. This thing goes out with me because I had suffered back then, that injury that I had sustained is an injury that doesn't just disappear. It lives with you. And I find that if I'm golfing, or if I'm going to shovel some snow or do something just strenuous, like let's say I'm going to be out and about for a long time, then that's going to put some strain on my lower back. And that's when I usually feel that gnawing feeling emerge. So if I put that on instead, and I just tuck it in my pants and go about my business, then that doesn't happen. So it's, for me, a preventive experience. So I would normally expect to feel my back get sore if I was doing something like golfing or skiing or whatever, any type of athletic. But if I wear that, I don't get that experience. So for me, it's a preventive product.
Thanks. Alicia, what about you?
It's so crazy that your dad just said that because I was just gonna say I don't really experience back pain, but as a nurse, I'm constantly bending, constantly lifting people and heavy things. So I wear it every day as more of like a preventative measure. So I just wanted to add that in.
Thank you. What I would like to share, I would like to go on to the necklace right here, which you can see, this is our power band. And this necklace, which if you can look to the right over here, you'll see someone speaking on how it helped them, but I'd love to hear from anyone's experience on here. Personally, I use this for anxiety, but it also is known because it is magnetics for infrared.
How are you allowed to say that?
We're surrounded by technologies all the time. And so EMFs, radiation, those are things that we're always affected by, and this actually helps to mitigate those symptoms that we get from those the technology and all that. So yeah, Rose, I'd love to hear from you about this one. And I'll
Hello. So yeah, I've been wearing the necklace and I've got the bracelet here for a little while now. Just before I got my energy pack, I'm very sensitive, especially in the ears. I can hear a lot of frequencies, and I tend to get a lot of headaches if I'm like on my phone for too long, or if I'm on the computer, or even if I've got like devices plugged in and like running on the Wi-Fi, and I would get headaches all the time from it. I can hear like just like the that high-pitched kind of frequency in my ear. And then I started wearing these for a while, and I haven't had to worry about those headaches that I would get, and I feel safer physically and mentally. So I just wanted to share that.
You feel safer?
Thank you, that's great to hear that. Moya, yeah, go for it.
Yes, okay, so I actually have the wristband, the smaller power band, and I also invested in the...
Sorry, their connection, not my connection, but the recording has the breakups in it. So my apologies.
NIKKEN insoles as well. So I work at a coffee shop, and I'm always on my feet, like, the entire shift. And it wasn't until I noticed like immediately when I put the insoles in that like my feet were not hurting anymore. Like I could stand up for the 8-hour shift, like no problem. But it was when I added the power, like the wristband to that as well, and like during my shift, that for 3 days in a row I felt this like overwhelmingly peaceful calm
What?
on my body, and it
Don't
was
tell Elamir.
almost like, am I dreaming? Like slightly like half asleep, but it's just, yeah, I felt more light on my feet. I felt like as much as the chaos that was happening around me, I felt like unfazed by it all. Even as I was driving, it just felt like even like a smoother drive. Everything just felt really calm and peaceful. And then yeah, it wasn't until I realized, okay, this is definitely doing something.
That's like exactly the words that you used. You can literally see on the screen. That's what you get, what people say when they speak about the power band, about headaches, anxiety, just this calm, just this feeling of calm. So that's really awesome to hear that. Thank you for sharing that. So the other thing that we'll speak about, I'll just show briefly. We have the Mag Duo right here. That's something that, you know, is a quick ease for relieving discomfort, things like that. We also have ankle wraps if you have specific injuries. So we have things for specific areas.
Why are they
and
echoing?
This is something that you're interested in, if you're listening to this and you know it's okay, I have discomfort in specific areas, or I don't have great sleep, we have specific product testimonial calls that are directed towards really big injuries and, you know, recovering in that way, and also sleep and getting better sleep. That whoever sent you this video, if that's your interest, ask them and they can share you those specific videos.
Can I just touch on the sleep, because I think that's such a huge category. When I first got involved with NIKKEN, we didn't have the sleep system yet. NIKKEN had it, but it wasn't yet launched in the Canadian market. And so our first exposure were what you're hearing now. We were having these experiences with these energy products, and people were just blown away, because in a matter of minutes, hours, or days, people were reversing conditions that maybe they had had for years and decades. But when we got onto the sleep system, which was the following month, we all began to experience very dramatic dreams. We were finding ourselves falling into a much deeper state of sleep. And I'm sure a lot of you who are trying this have noticed that. But it's systemic. It's not something on a part of your body. It's your entire body is cocooned in this technology of infrared, negative ions, magnetics. And this is the equivalent of literally digging a little pad for yourself in the ground in the forest and lying in it, which is what, by the way, the Native Indians do.
I'm not sure why their sound is so bad. I'm sorry.
Do when someone's ill, is they have contact with the earth. So imagine now, in your most vulnerable state while you're sleeping, that when all of the miracle of regeneration happens in the body, when would you need this energy most? When would you want this balance the most? And that's when it happens, is through this technology. It's incredible. So if you're into reverse aging, that's something that interests you. It's slowing down the effects of aging, or even reversing that to some degree. There is actually a book called Reverse Aging by Sang Wang. And they describe these technologies from Asia. It was written by a Korean, I believe. And so, yeah, that's something you want to definitely take a look at.
I'm going to share an example of what you were speaking about, because I think it's important to show.
And I think it's important to not only highlight the more outlandish multi-level marketing companies and the multi-level marketing independent contractors, but doing the Zoom calls like this, because some of these pitches, they have things in them that you're like, man, if that worked, that would have been great. Native Indians, we were not some mysterious healers.
A demonstration, and since we're online, we can't do that easily, but let's do it over the phone. So I actually have a video, and I'm going to share this with you. And why I'm showing this is actually using the Mag Duo, but specifically it shows how this is within a few minutes of rolling this Mag Duo on this person's back. imagine what that would be like sleeping on this for 8 hours, this type of technology for 8 hours. So
One place
we'll just play this.
comfortably, without moving your feet. Hold your thumb out in front of you. And you're going to rotate, again, without moving your feet, as far as you can rotate. And when you get to that far point, mark a spot on the wall. Your eyes, so you know where that spot is. That's pretty good. That's way better than mine. So don't move, just keep everything like that. What I'm going to do, let me just give you this.
Sorry, it's a few different videos.
Passive approach to this. For instance, our sleep system is all of these technologies that are in a sleep system. So you just go to bed, lie on this thing, and what I'm doing here with you actively in a matter of a minute or two, it's going to be doing on you for your sleep, 7 or 8 hours of sleep. So you can imagine what it's like if you had this going on every night.
Sorry, guys. I apologize for all the
For
stops.
a minute or two, it's going to be doing on you for your sleep, 7 or 8 hours of sleep. So you can imagine what it's like.
There it is.
And then gave me a far infrared ankle wrap, and that I wore for 2 days straight.
So that is showing that the magnetic field is actually going through his body, and that's a tester to show you that.
This is
So
weird.
now he's doing the test again for the second time.
Your rotation.
That's insane.
And so he could even see the difference between his flexibility from the first time to the second time doing it. So that's pretty incredible to have that experience. Now I'm gonna bring this slide back up. Share my screen. Okay. So you guys have seen a bit about the energy products. Now I have the pillow here. I'll just share my own experience of it. If anyone's starting off with a sleep system and they want to know one of the best products to start with, number one, fitted sheet. Our Kenco sheet, it literally just fits over your mattress. It has magnetics, tourmaline, which acts as the negative ions. It has far infrared, all of that stuff. Incredible products to begin with. But if there's something that personally you want portable and just my favorite product to begin with in the sleep system is the pillow. I find if you want to notice the effects of the sleep, it's the most you'll notice it right away with this pillow. And I brought it with me all the way to Australia because I would not go without it. So yeah, if you're going towards sleep, I highly recommend the pillow. So
No, get heated, Sky. Every time I hear someone, usually white, speak about indigenous people's traditional medicine, I get the ick. We use what we had. It's not listening to the wind or some bull. Sorry, it gets me heated. I hope it wasn't my reaction. I was just trying to read your comment, Sky.
So the next thing I want to bring up is energy on our furry friends because, we can take care of our own bodies, but anyone who has an animal, has a pet, knows what it feels like to want to just love them and give them the best quality of life. And right here on the screen, I'm going to pull up, we have, this is Lily. And she's my dog. She is gonna be 15 this year. And this is Alicia's dog who just passed away. Such a beautiful soul. And Alicia, I'd love to invite you to share a little bit about your experience with her because I know that when this time was really sensitive for Alicia, she was doing everything that she could to help bring her dog's quality back, her quality of life back. So she could, get the best out of her time. So Alicia, I'd love for you to
No,
share.
I just got
Thank
stuck
you
on what he said about
even
touching the earth.
being
Yes.
vulnerable and
Okay.
sharing this with us.
Sorry about
No,
that. I
for
didn't connect the
sure.
dots.
Stella was dealing with chronic kidney disease for a long time, and it got to a point where she just wasn't functioning very well anymore. You know, she was very lethargic. She was kind of sick just 24/7.
I
So
know
we brought
that,
her to the vet, and we were contemplating putting her down. And the vet did
Or
like
it's
2
my
days of
understanding
IV
that
therapy, which, you know, brought
Japanese
her
culture
electrolyte
has
levels,
some
brought her,
interesting
whatever
or
other levels back to normal. But she still wasn't the same. She was
more
still lethargic,
holistic
lack of
type of healing
hunger, like no appetite, wasn't drinking,
avenues.
just really wasn't herself.
And it
And
does
then
seem
Elena
it
gave
is, or
me,
it is very
2
odd to
necklaces, 2
listen to
power-
how
no,
they're
bracelets, power
describing
bands that
this.
she had clipped together to make sort of a collar to fit her. And we kept it on her, I think 2 or 3 days. And after the 3 days, just a huge, like, exponential difference between, you know, when she had gotten sick and recovered and when she started wearing the necklace. Her energy came back. She was really full of life, you know, trying to be a guard dog, barking at everybody. Her appetite returned. It was really like a night and day difference. It was huge. So that definitely, you know, was a really big pro for me with the necklace and all of its benefits.
Thank you for sharing.
How
that.
did why that
And I
seems
know
really
she is
sad that
sleeping
she's
on the
trying
grounding
to
pad. So right here,
speak about her
pictured is
dog
the
who
grounding
passed away.
pad.
The
And
grounding mat and the Kenco seat, because my mom would use the Kenco seat when she sat on the couch, and if my dog went on the couch, my mom would lose her spot because she would take it. So
like, that's funny because we do notice that animals tend to gravitate towards our energy products. So that's awesome to hear that.
yeah, a huge couch, and she would choose like that one spot. So definitely like noticeable.
Yeah. That's great. Thank you. And this is my dog Lily, and just to briefly speak about her, I said that she was 15, turning 15 this year, but what you don't know is that she's not a typical 15-year-old dog. When she was 13, I was at a park with her, and someone came up to me, wanted to pet her. We were playing with the ball, and they were like, "Oh, she's so cute. Like, how old is she?" And I said, "Oh, she's 13." And they said, "Oh, just a puppy, 13 months." And I was like, "No, 13 years." And I mean it when I say every person that meets my dog thinks she's a puppy because she has puppy energy. And my dog has been surrounded in the NIKKEN technology in a wellness home, just as I grew up. She's been drinking the water since we got her. She's been on the pet pad or on the sleep system when she would sleep on our bed. What she's sleeping on right now, that's actually the NIKKEN pet pad, the original one. And the one you see pictured to the right is the newer version of it. So we do have products specifically for your pets. When my dog was actually in an accident a few years ago, and she, like, it's honestly hard to talk about, but like, she was hit by a car and it was very bad. She was brought to the vet, and what the vet literally said in their words is, like, "This is a miracle. Like, I've never seen a dog come out the way that she did. They usually don't make it." And Lily didn't have one fracture, one sprain, one concussion, nothing. Like, she was okay. She was startled.
How can you claim that?
She does have like some issues with her joints and things like that now. So I do think it's affected her in that way. But like, for a dog to not have absolutely nothing wrong after being hit by a car, like, I don't doubt at all that it honestly had anything, that it definitely had something to do with the products and the environment she's surrounded in. We also, of course, had like the necklaces and everything on her when she was recovering. So that's my own experience with this. And of course,
they're preying on people's love for their animals to sell this product.
We can help ourselves.
Is that what
be amazing?
That's what I hear.
See these effects on other people and the people that we care about, and, you know, the animals that we care about. That's what really
they can just get better. That's right, Sky.
In our life. So those are some testimonials I wanted to share with you guys. Now I think I don't know if you want to go back to the
I just want to ask, is there anybody who wanted to share a story that they hadn't yet shared?
Or any questions?
Yeah.
Also,
I'll just, I can just speak and say that I have a couple of the products too, the MagFlex, the Waterfall, and the whole water pack and the sleep system. So like, my family, as soon as they tried the MagFlex, like my dad, my aunt, my uncle, everybody bought one because they kind of just we're like, oh my gosh, it's taking away my back pain. You have to try it. So it was like this cycle effect. And now when someone comes over, they're like, do you have your MagFlex? Like, it's just like an accessory now, because like Mike, and I think Alicia said it's like a preventative thing too. And when you take it off, if you do have some sort of like stagnant energy there, you do start to feel it. So definitely helps with the flow, like Julia was saying too. Yeah, the waterfall, like I used to have the Berkey water filter. So I first bought the water pack for my parents who didn't have any filtered water. And then after trying their water and going to their house and drinking their water and then coming home to my Berkey, it was just like night and day. Like you really, really did taste the difference in the water. So I actually sold my Berkey on Facebook Marketplace and took that money to buy the waterfall for my home here. So yeah, I'm super excited. It didn't
cover the whole thing, I could tell you that.
Showering with the water filter, the water shower head, because I have like troubles with my skin sometimes, and I do have like some like dry hair. So I actually installed the water filter in my basement bathroom. So I'm like going downstairs to take showers now because I want to use the filtered water, and I really do feel how silky it feels on my skin when I do use that water compared to like the chlorinated city water that we're just used to bathing in. So I'm excited to see how that helps me in the future, just my skin and my hair. My mom has had excellent experience with her shower head. It's really helped her hair just become more hydrated and silky and not as dry and brittle. So yeah, I'm excited to see what it can do for me. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that, Shelby. And
my dog also gravitates towards the grounding mat. She has her own necklace. Like, so we have a big wellness home here.
I love that. That's so awesome. It really makes the biggest difference having like the whole system, the wellness, like, because, well, anyways, before I get into that, I do want to mention about the water system. So the shower head specifically, it works to neutralize chlorine-free radicals, so, or chlorine ions. So the chlorine, I think that's the part of it that actually like ruins our skin and isn't good for us. And it has a reduction oxidation process, I believe is what it's called. And you can, again, go on the website, you can look up more about it, and you can even do your own research on what reduction oxidation means in regards to that. So it has that. It also includes, it actually adds oxygen into the water, I believe, to make it smoother. And it adds micro bubbles, which the micro bubbles acts to actually separate the surface.
So it's not carbonated, it just has micro bubbles.
It increases the surface area. So if you imagine an orange, and if you were to take the skin of the orange,
she looks like she's irritated. Her dad keeps butting in.
Surface area. But if you take the individual pieces in the orange apart, and then you were to peel those, if you could, and lay it out, it would be considerably more surface area. So the micro
probably healed her dog within minutes.
Considerably more surface area because it's not one big bubble; it's a bunch of small ones.
There's a lot of people out there
actually more liquidy. I mean,
there's a lot of people out there who would do anything for their pet, whether it's a dog, a cat, a bird, a horse, whatever type of animal it is. And it seems like they're making these big promises about improving the quality of life of your pet with this magnet. And while they're not making huge health claims, the ones they are making seem to be pretty significant. Isn't water H2O? Yeah, I think they're saying that they're adding more oxygen to it, so it increases the surface area. So yeah, you're right. It already has that in there.
It's softer. You will find that you don't need as much shampoo or soap to be effective because it maximizes the amount of surface area and surface tension, and so it makes you cleaner. So there's all kinds of benefits to it.
Thank you. And that similar surface area that you're talking about, that's what when you filter the water through the system and it structures the water, it actually breaks it down into microclusters, which is that
You're talking about the waterfall. Yeah.
the waterfall, yeah. And our water bottle also does the same thing, because we do have the portable version where it has the magnetics also in it. Do you want to keep going, or do we have any questions?
Let me just
Okay.
let me just go ahead and do that. So that's our line, and there are so many items that we have not discussed in the product line. The best way to look at what NIKKEN has to offer is to just go onto someone's personal web page, the person who invited you, and they can share with their link, and you can see all the various things that NIKKEN has and has developed. But to help somebody get started and start to live active wellness, we have a saying: every wellness home has a beginning and no ending. So a way to get started is to take advantage of these bundles. They come at 10% savings and free shipping. So there's the water pack, which you heard a number of you were talking about. I got my water pack. They got a water pack, which includes the waterfall, the sport bottle, the shower, and replacement cartridges for them. The energy pack is, it's got the seat, which I'm sitting on for.
We planned on taking her to the vet one night because it was so unlike her, because she laid down in her box, wiped her down, cleaned the gunk from her eyes. By the next morning, she was back to normal. Now she is 16 and decently healthy. That's amazing. So happy. I am so happy that they're okay. It's amazing.
For an office chair or home, your insoles, your magnetic insoles, the knee wrap, which is far infrared, a couple of those, the MagFlex that you heard about. There's an item called the Kenco Touch. This is really cool. This is a pulse magnetic field generator. So it's a little massager that pulses a magnetic field anywhere you have stiffness, aches, tension, whatnot. We have the necklaces, the Mag Duo, and the grounding mat, and the power chip, just a number of different things that you didn't even see, but these are all the applications of this energy technology. Here's a neat one too, the duct tape. That's kinetic tape that has infrared and negative ions in it. You can literally put that tape anywhere on your body. What you see there is black. It also comes in peach color, so it's skin tone. That's the energy pack. And of course, my favorite, the sleep pack. I gotta tell you, when I present in public, when we were doing public presentations, I would always ask the audience, because the audience would be comprised of people who were involved in promoting NIKKEN and then their guests. And I'd always ask, if you had to give up all your NIKKEN products except one, which one would you not give up? And every time I've asked this question of an audience, the product that they would not give up of all the products they've had is the sleep system. So that just goes to show you that once you get into that sleep system, you're not going to want to be sleeping on anything else. Anyway, so that's our packs. And yeah, I suggest you ask about how those packs, how you can get yours as soon as possible. With respect to questions, did anybody have any?
I would also just say, if someone's for specific concerns, if someone was looking to start off a certain way, if you're someone who is working on their skin, it's very sensitive like me, doesn't feel like they're getting much hydration, gets a lot of headaches, I would really start with the water pack. If you're someone who is working on their body, has physical pain,
she's just ruining his sales pitch,
wants to feel more energy, which I mean, to be honest, they both work on energy, the water pack and the energy pack, because if you actually consider water and learn a little bit about it,
she just is thwarting his closing.
The type of water we drink really impacts our energy levels, because this water works on on a cellular level.
All water does. Oh my gosh.
And that's why we were talking about microclusters and minerals, because all those specific elements to this water makes a difference in your body's ability to hydrate. And
trying to chat and brush your teeth
heal.
is a bad idea.
So water is also a big part of healing injuries or whatever you have going on. So these two packs are really great together, and there's a lot of great benefits.
She literally
you're someone
just
who doesn't
ruined
get
her
great
dad's
sleep,
closing.
and you or it's overall issues that you have, and you really want to take on a process of regenerating overnight, sleep pack is definitely for you. So that being said, number one, thanks everyone for coming and being on this call tonight, and I'd love to open the floor. If there is any questions, feel free to
There
ask
are any
them,
questions.
whether it's personal or just if you have questions for any of us. Oh,
Rosemary says great for insomniacs too.
Yeah, so I actually have a video. Again, that was what I was speaking about, the sleep. I have a specific testimonial for someone who has insomnia. It was actually my dad's girlfriend. A long time ago, she was introduced to NIKKEN, and it was through the sleep system because she has insomnia and is diagnosed with it. And so that's been a life changer for her, and you can hear about that if that's the video that you want to watch. Yeah, anyone have any questions before we wrap up? You can type it in the chat, or you can just say it out loud also.
I just want to say thanks to everybody for chiming in and sharing your story.
Yeah.
So now imagine this company doesn't advertise. So here's one of the largest companies in the world for preventive health technologies.
No
coming out
way.
of Japan, one of the
Not even the
centers
top
of
25.
wellness. And they've done billions of dollars on 4 continents, and nobody's ever heard of them, and they don't advertise. But yet, they've done billions of dollars. How? You just heard it. This is how, by people sharing their story. And so this word of mouth.
I mean, Young Living has done billions of dollars as well.
Is taking place. And our goal is to attract 10 million new members to
So
this
has
movement
Amway.
by
So has
vision by
Herbalife.
2025. So, if you've had a great experience with this, you probably won't keep it a secret anyway, but you can tell other people and get paid to do that. So that might be something you want to think about as well.
Jeez.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for being here, guys. And we're going to wrap up the call for tonight. And I'll see you guys all. Let me know if anyone has any questions. You can reach out to me. If anyone sent you this video, ask them any questions that you have. I know that was a lot of information, but we wanted to get it all in there so that you can get a range and idea of the products that exist. So have a good night, guys. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. It was such a great meeting.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, I'm interested to cover this company more. They're kind of anonymous, just like Amway, and I haven't really heard of another literally a magnet multi-level marketing company and water. So hopefully I'll find more information on them. They do have a lot of videos on their YouTube page. So I'll keep you updated. I'll be doing my podcast on Sunday covering Jessie Lee Ward. It's episode number 5. And I'm also going live on Monday with the Beachbody. I snuck into a group that Amy told me about, and since she and her other Beachbody coaches are blocked, I was the only one that was able to get in. So we're going to be responding to some videos in there. And yeah, I have a couple videos coming up next week. I had a blast hanging out with you guys, and I will see you next time. I'm probably going to try to go to sleep. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.